Hey everybody, you're listening to the Wombo podcast. I'm Chip Monk. With me as always, the Mr. Gimpy.
What up, Chip? Long time no see, brother.
Yeah, man, he got me right in the middle of a coffee, like, go right now. I'm like,
that's,
okay,
that's the way to
right.
do it. That's how we have to do it. You got to keep it on its toes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Man.
Yeah,
Never
man.
let him know your next move.
I had my trip beginning of June, and then just
I've been on vacation. Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
been great.
Yep. You look refreshed, man. You look good.
It kind of backfired, dude. Honestly, like I feel like most people are like, yeah, I'll do a vacation, I'll come back, I'll be ready for the grind again. It made me be like, man, fuck the grind, dude.
Yeah. Is this really worth it? Do I? Yeah, right. For sure.
I'm just like, if I could just spend time with my family, dude, in a vacation place, dude, that's the dream.
Yeah.
Really, what am I doing? What is life, dude?
So did you unplug for a bit, do some fishing, or?
Nah, man, I set up like a server. I set up it's like some Tesla V100 16 gigabit graphics cards on an old server Intel desktop with like a 20 core CPU, 128 gigabits of RAM. It's a serious little machine. I don't know, like in 2019 it would have been like a $80,000 machine. I got it for like a couple $100, dude, like through eBay. like 1,000 in graphics cards.
I mean, it's an $80,000 machine now. If you have 128 gigabytes of RAM, what is it? DDR? What is it? DDR4?
I don't know. Three.
Oh, okay. So okay.
It's also like because it's like I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be leaking the secrets of the Fight Club.
No, go ahead.
Server RAM. Like if you have like an Exxon CPU, like you can get like just these crazy workstation amounts of RAM on these like crazy old, like not super old, like server computers. The problem is it just takes way more like power, and then like cooling's kind of an issue with all the machines. But yeah, man, you can get really good deals out there if you stop looking at consumer grade stuff.
This is for your new home NAS, or what was the purpose for it?
So I built the home NAS, and then after that I was like, I don't know, because I did that, I feel like my algorithm changed up. So then it started like recommending, like, here's how you can get some like cheap old, server GPUs. And I was like, I would like an old GPU. That's all right. So I bought some of those and threw those in there. And and then I was like, I need to upgrade the whole system if I'm going this way. And I was like, why not, dude?
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
I was kind of in the area for like a new computer anyway, but I was like, I started looking at prices of everything. I was like, everything's just crazy expensive. And then I saw this. I was like, I can pass up a deal, son.
True.
So it's just for like a weird back end way to get like a server in my house. It's like a semi supercomputer. I don't know. I got it for like rendering 3D stuff in Blender. I haven't tried it out, but I set that up. I set up a bunch of stuff. I got the whole back end that I built for Raylib that uses like a Quen model LLM to like run through an agentic stack, so it like builds video games on its own, and then it's like it's self-improving. It's weird, man.
You just spoke witchcraft to me, man. I just gotta take your word for it.
I got a robot making crappy games that aren't very good, and then it's like supposed to keep getting better at doing that. But
okay.
I haven't been running that too much. I made like a D&D style like GM, so it like runs that in the background. If I want to run like a D&D campaign, I got like my own like robot that does that now.
Okay.
I don't know, it's just kind of boring stuff. It does all the other stuff an NAS does as well. So
right. So you backed up your media to it, important documents, things like that.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not running media on it. I don't really have a ton of media, all that kind of stuff, so it is what it is, man. So I set that up while I was on vacation, and while I was back home, and I hit up like lakes and swimming, all that stuff. Went go-karting, mini golf.
Nice.
It's just basic life stuff.
Man.
Chill.
I mean, it was
hang out with the nephews.
The weather was fantastic here too for a while before it hit like 90s every day. So congrats, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Any like, I know you have this GM building stuff. Any other game dev related stuff that you did, or is it just mostly just relax?
Mostly that. I haven't really done any other projects. I finished all my other older projects and all the collabs that I was working with people with, like the other people gave up on.
Sure.
So now I've just been vibing. I don't know. I think maybe we discussed this before, but like you got to look for like in a partnership or a group project, something that's like multiplicative instead of just like additive or equal or like subtracting from like your energy. So I don't know. The last two have been kind of like subtracting from my powers. So I feel like I'm just being like dragged down and slowed down by like people who you know, are like newer into game dev, which is fine. I don't know. I got no problem with that.
Well, the guy you were working with actually works in the AAA side of the industry, does he?
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like because there's so many different, you know, levels. So he was like doing like front end, like software development for stuff, and that's like completely different than like, you know, back end video game coding.
Okay. Okay. So just the relationship just didn't work out to what it is.
Yeah, it's he was like kind of learning and like wanting to learn how to make games and stuff, and I just wanted to make a game. So it's like it's a bit different objectives, and like I'm not going to hold like their hand or anything. So I'm just kind of like waiting while they're learning stuff, and I'm like, hey, you got anything? No. And then I think they like realize like how hard it is to make a game by like the end of like month 2.
Long and time consuming. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're just like, oh man, fuck this. So you know, I don't blame them.
For
it
sure.
is what it is.
For sure. Yeah. When I was on my trip, I was just so busy with the day job that I didn't get any game dev done. I had a meeting with the Danger Kings crew because we're working on Startbusters. So that's really all it was. Development on that has continued. We're still grinding with that.
The DK crew.
So you know we're more to come on that later on, but I can't really talk about it yet. I can talk about it with you outside of this, but
you know, it's real. I've played a little bit of it.
Yeah, it is real. Yeah, so
can confirm
some exciting
How
stuff.
About your other project,
Pig Squeal. Since Startbusters has kind of ramped up considerably, Pig Squeal's taken a little bit of a back step, but it's a solo project. So I have I've been working on it just seldomly, but I'm still maintaining things. Like I said, the judging system is done, so there's a full game loop. I just need assets, so I'll be putting together placeholder assets because it's going to be easier to look at it for me if it's not blocks. You know what I mean? Just like I'll make like like some placeholder characters and get some stuff done, so it looks a little bit more feature complete. The Predator system. Now that the judging's done, the Predator system is what I was working on, and then you know another project kind of came to me and like stars aligned and things really started snowballing. That you know it's pretty exciting that I'll be announcing later on in the year here. But lots of stuff both personally and professionally that have happened that once legal stuff clears, I can fill everyone in a little more. But good stuff, man. Good stuff all around.
Nice, man.
But you know, gaming, man, game dev. I gotta say, the current Startbusters project, it's primarily in Godot. I'm enjoying Godot, and Julian Sirsalis is taking head programming duties on Startbusters, and the stuff that he's been able to come up with and figure out has been witchcraft. It's been amazing to see. It's been amazing to see the growth of our understanding of the program. I've gone in and done a few things, mostly like control stuff, some UI stuff, and just adding some things, but some just small stuff. Really, it's been mostly him. There's definitely characters designs and balancing that's happening, and it's fun to just get back in the groove of things. So man. And there's other things I'll be working on, custom sound effects, custom music, things like that, that I haven't gotten a chance to really do, you know, in a while. So it's fun to like dust off that old skill set and get things going. You know, and then with that, you know, like Startbusters is more of it's a, you know, ship fighter, right? So different gameplay style than Pig Squeal. So it's nice to have that that like action oriented gameplay, and seeing what's fun about that, and then just kind of reevaluating Pig Squeal and making sure what I've been doing is still fun. And as I played it, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of per the moment to moment actions in the game that make it fun, but also it's you get what you want out of it. So like I've watched my kids play it, and my daughter's one to just like the pigs doing what they're doing, just letting the AI do its thing, and then she sees one kind of going away from the pack. She can like click it and
wrangle them up,
kind of wrangle it, sell it to work, sell it to eat, and she's been enjoying that part of it. So she likes more idle and just letting the timer tick down, just making sure all the goals are
casual
done,
sim.
and it's been working for that too, which I'm glad that my daughter's 9, right? So I'm glad she played it, and I didn't give her any instructions or anything. I just said play it, and I was just kind of watching her, and she got different enjoyment out of it than I myself have done. And when you're developing something, like you will always play it a certain way. Right. So seeing someone else play it and then just shutting the hell up has been key to just letting things happen, naturally. So that's been fun. And we've talked about on this podcast a lot of just letting people like just work, just do what they do, because once you release your game or your art onto the public, it's out of your hands at that point. You can't force people to play the way you want them to play, right? If you have more of an abstract design. So it's been good. Yeah, it's been good to see that. So I'm pushing ahead there too, with the new knowledge of Godot I have, with the current knowledge of Game Maker I have, that's unlocked my other back end project of, if you remember, our first game, Saturation, the puzzle game, the matching puzzle game.
Okay,
from a
I
while
don't
back.
remember this, but
okay,
it was. If I saw it,
yeah, it was first mobile game we made in Construct 2.
Okay.
I'm like, I've had thoughts of remaking it and modernizing it and doing like multiplayer and things like that. Knowing both Godot and seeing how we're doing multiplayer for that game, and it's doing like Steam matchmaking, things like that, using Steamworks and all that fun stuff. But then going back to Game Maker and then applying my new knowledge with that, and having how online works and over mobile devices and things like that, I have such a better grasp upon it that that the implementation I wanted to do, that I thought I would have to have months, maybe a year of learning how to do, it's here now. So like, I have
surprise, bro. You spent a couple of months and years
learning
this stuff.
Exactly
over the background, dude.
Exactly. But
like, oh yeah, so it'll take years, and it's like a few years later you're like, oh shit, I kind of know this now. This is crazy.
The point being, like, now I feel like I have a good grasp of my own personal goals within this game dev journey. Start Busters is here, Pig Squeal's like right underneath that, and then in between, like, Saturation's just like a port redo, just quick thing, and then my goals for what I wanted to accomplish with game dev for as of right now will be complete. So it's nice to see that. Then there's our collab that we have to do as well, that after
some point, dude,
these things are done. Yeah, but
2025, bro.
Yeah, man. I think it's just like self-fulfillment is really what this is at this point. My goal isn't to go be a gazillionaire making a project or anything. I don't think that's really cool. Everyone thinks that'd be nice, right? But I just like, for me, want my creations just out there going, yep, I made this, so
for me, I just kind of like enjoy the process and stuff of doing things, but I've basically accomplished all my games that I've wanted to make. So now I've just been chilling. I spent like the first like 3-4 months out of this year just kind of looking for collabs and stuff like of that nature, but and I joined a couple of those teams, and like I said, I filled my part of those obligations, and it's kind of sad that nothing really came of it. I think a lot of people are like, oh, you'll learn things along the way and stuff, but like I don't know, like for me, like the closest analogy I can find is like if you have a group project, and then like you show up and like you did your whole part of the group project, and then like the other person did absolutely nothing, and then they fail your entire group. You're like, and they're like, well, at least you still learned something. I'm like, no, I fucking got enough on that project, dude. This is bullshit. Like, I'm just pissed. Like, and they're like, yeah, but you still don't lose the lesson. I'm like, lesson of what? This is fucking bullshit, dude. True. Like, I don't know. So
True,
that stuff's been, I'm better, I think, more like managing expectations and emotions around that kind of stuff now, though. So maybe that's the real, project we found along the way, was like having very little expectations of people and like not being disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
and then
True.
like also realizing like, you're not really giving any sort of incentive as well. It's like, even if you're doing like the thing that they kind of want to be doing, like you're not paying them, like it is kind of like work, and life, it's hard as well. Like life's hard, making games is hard. Like,
Yeah.
don't begrudge anyone any little thing.
Finding a balance is huge too. So,
Yeah, and then I think a lot of people don't really like know what they even want to be doing, like in the process of making a game, because it's such a broad thing.
yeah,
So you
very
said it's like
true.
you're starting to figure that kind of stuff out. But like I don't know, like I finished all the projects I kind of wanted to make, and I just been chilling back, working on like this home server project for
Yeah,
now, and
man. Yeah, man. That's
just
awesome.
yeah.
So you've
I
been.
don't know. I've been making like weirder and weirder stuff, but like I haven't really been showing anybody it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've tried to do some things like with like the shelving, where it's like I have like a weird like that kind of shit like set up. I have like more of like smart home stuff set up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm building like a home server. It's like running everything. Everything's becoming more automated. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
That's kind of like my projects lately. So
for sure, man.
I'm making my real life into a video game. Really is what
That's all
I've
right.
been doing.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Personally, like my kids have now wanted their own PCs, right? So I'm
Yeah.
doing
It's all getting expensive,
two
bro. What are you
small
gonna
form
do?
factor PCs. I'm just having to bite the bullet, man. I'm doing it slowly.
Sheesh.
My daughter gets her PC first. Small form factor. I got these cases from China a little bit. They're
China.
literally like about like two switches stacked on top of each other is just kind of like the height
Yeah.
of them, and they're deep enough for like a graphics card and a small motherboard, but they're going to be very tiny, all
Yeah.
like the power of the sun in the palm of your hand, the old Doc Ock quote. But no, that's been fun. My daughter and son will be putting their own computers together, obviously with my guidance. But it's a fun little project that'll finish by the end of summer. And let me, speaking of which, let's switch gears here a little bit, just because I wanted to get some of this out of the way. June, there was a lot of news, and I just wanted to
Was there?
do some quick hitters with you,
The heck, dude?
so
Old news,
first
dank old
thing
news.
we'll start from the front back, right? So
All right.
as of 2 days ago from the time of this recording, Sony announced that in 2028 they are discontinuing the production of physical games.
Okay.
Myself, I'm a big proponent of game preservation and
Yeah.
physical media, and I realize that there's a
Didn't
line of
they
thought
just like you
going.
talk about old news plus new news? Didn't they just delete a bunch of stuff
Yes,
in
they
people's
the
digital
same day.
lockers?
So they
Okay.
deleted a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff from the digital lockers, and then the next day said we're ceasing all production of
And then
physical
we're gonna
games.
resell it to you.
Yeah,
Like, all right.
so my thought, and I love physical preservation, right? People are like, oh, but disc rot and other things like physical things, like sure, but
Yeah.
give me that choice, like film preservation, things like that. That's a thing. Give me the discs, so or
Yeah.
if
Isn't it
not
better to have it like
myself,
on
or
multiple,
multiple
places?
medias,
Isn't that
or
like
let emulation shine, right? Things
even
like
like
that, right?
backups? That's what people talk about. It's like 1, 2, 3 backups. It's
Yep,
like your local on
yep,
disk, local,
yep.
then like in the server, like and then like your NAS
So
backup or whatever. Like,
and then people are saying, oh, but PC's been doing that for years with Steam. I truly, like, I love Steam, right? Like, but it's also it's a double-edged sword, because I also miss physical media for PC
you
games,
don't own
right? Like,
anything on
we
Steam,
weren't
bro.
we don't own anything, and
I like
that's the
more.
big, just
I've always
like
been telling
caveat
people
to
like
a lot of this.
GOG, good old
Um,
games. You can
I
download things.
like behind me we have like my like a small source of some of my Xbox 360 games, right?
Yeah.
This is a mere fraction of a fraction of what I actually have.
Okay.
Genesis, Super
Humble brag, dude.
Nintendo, Dreamcast, N64, PS1. These are all things that I have physical collections of, that in some of these console cases, 30, 40 years later, I can go back and still play that game that I want,
But
that
what
I have a
about the
hankering
disc
for.
rot? Don't those games not work anymore?
No, they still work.
What
They
about the
still work.
Nintendo cartridges? Aren't they dead? If it's
Nope, still
almost
work. Nope, still work.
Exactly, man. People
Still
are
work.
full of shit.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So
uh,
they're taking that choice away from us, and then if I wanted
yeah.
to, so like we'll use like if there's a obscure PS5 game that I want to play 30 years from now, and it was a PS5 exclusive, I better hope Sony still has servers up and can serve that game. Otherwise, I'm screwed. So I dislike choice being taken away from us, and this is just a bad omen when Nintendo is
Yeah.
probably the only one still going to offer physical. And I would love if
They're getting weird
Xbox,
too, though. Like
they are. There's
to download
game
things, they have like
codes.
a
Yep.
key game codes on the
Yep.
physical thing, plus like their server and
Yep.
all this stuff,
So
dude.
without getting too off topic, how do you feel about that? Do you've doomsayed quite a bit about it. So do you feel
I've had to say this
validated,
for
or is
years.
this just another day of it?
Yeah, just another day of being valid, bro. I've been right about everything. Like, given a long enough time period, Chip's right about everything, dude. Like, it is what it is. Uh, yeah, like I said, man, I was fighting the good fight back in 2003, 2002. Like, when Steam went
Steam
digital
announced.
only
I
with like
remember having that
Half-Life
conversation with you.
2, and I was like, I'm not getting Steam, fuck Steam.
No, it
And
was
then
when
she
it was
got
after
Steam.
Half-Life was announced, but you when they started opening it up to other developers, you're like, hold on,
Yeah, I didn't
because
trust them.
we I did weren't we gonna go to it's like myself, your brother. This is like right when I first met you. We were like all going to go like Circuit City or Best Buy or something when that was around, and they didn't
Yeah,
have any PC games because we were all looking to like land something, right? This is like
yeah.
a old memory, but and they're like, okay, we can't just because I think we were just getting like Warcraft 3 or something at that time,
Yeah,
like,
man.
yeah, and it's like, okay, I could just buy a copy real quick, yeah, okay, went no PC games. It's
I had
just
to
like,
find like an
yeah,
out of business LAN center I ended up going to
yeah,
and like buying it there. Like, I don't know, man.
yeah,
It's not good, man. Yeah,
yeah,
so I don't know. It's just been heading that way. I was angry back then. I'm kind of got no anger left, bro. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is. I think more laws are being introduced. It seems like people are finally starting to understand, and like heard that like the average age of gamers is now like around like 45, 47 years old. So yeah, we're all the adults now, so that helps, I think.
yeah,
But unfortunately, all our lawmakers are like 60 years old, and
yeah,
like so, we're still not the ones writing laws yet. So give it like another 10 years, and I think you'll see some like radically drastic law changes, and people who actually grew up and understand the internet better than like the current
yeah.
people there. But
Very true.
yeah,
I hate relying on that, but that's where we are.
yeah,
You
that
know.
sadly that it, like these corporations have shown like no, they're going to do what's best for business, and they don't care at all about the users. And the users, unfortunately, are just like, well, it's convenient, so I'm just going to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to not buy it. I've been not buying things for a while now, so
Yeah.
I've put my foot. I've drawn my line in the sand. I don't know. I have my own like backup server here. I've been like getting more and more of my own media locally. Buy more disc now of things.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, well, if they don't offer new disc of things, I'm just not going to get it then. Whatever. Like,
Yeah.
uh, you know, for the, you know, other items of news, they did like more price increases.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah. I was gonna say like my Xbox that I own here has like gone up like 100% in value since I
yes,
bought it like when it
yes.
came out, and
But
so I was
that's
like, that's
also
kind of weird.
due to the Rampocalypse and things
Yeah,
that
more insider trading.
it's like, okay, so what did we learn as a capitalist society? Hey, maybe
Yeah.
not go with a person's promissory note that you're gonna buy all of the RAM. Like also there should have just been like some antitrust things that triggered, but obviously
A lot of
like
these
it was never.
aren't in the U.S. Like the
No, no, no. I
manufacturing.
mean, there's still global. There's global rules for commerce as well. Like
Sure, but like,
obviously,
what are you
those
gonna
things
do?
need to
Like,
be.
you gonna go? You go to war over this? You gonna
No, no, no.
like
I meant just
exactly, dude.
like the like international law has to
Here's
change
the
to
beautiful thing
abide by.
about selling, the crack cocaine
It's
is like
your
just don't buy it
everyone
then.
wants it. Yeah,
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 it's like, oh yeah, all right. Oh, you're gonna put embargoes and trades on me? All right, don't buy it then. Oh, it looks like I'm still selling out of it.
yeah,
Like it looks like
yeah.
you still need it for
I know,
everything in your
I know.
infrastructure. Uh, why
Xbox's new
don't you build your
CEO,
own?
Asha
They said they're
Sharma.
gonna build some of that. Like
Yeah,
they want to build RAM here in the U.S. at some point, so they've been slowly ramping that up,
But
I
it's going to
guess.
take like 2 years to even get
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
production. But yeah, it doesn't help us now, help us in the future. But yeah,
yep.
Xbox new CEO announced big changes. Game Pass price was reduced, and now studios are closing, including Ninja Theory, which just announced Hellblade 3.
Gee.
Double Fine is in negotiations, and other studios are in negotiations now at the time of this recording. Um, I thought that this was an inevitability with Xbox with all of these studio acquisitions. Like the bubble was going to pop eventually. We
Yeah,
knew them relying on Game Pass and no real discerning of what a hit is, because you go off of subscriptions and then how many people are playing the games, and then they take like a net rating of that, which
yeah. And they
doesn't
weren't really telling
help anyone. Yeah,
developers. They're kind of obfuscating some of those numbers as well. This is the
yeah.
other
So this
problem with like
was.
the publishers having all the power, and this goes for like movies and stuff as well. Like I've heard this from other people who put stuff on Netflix, where they're like, yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, your movie's doing really well. And you're like, oh, what's the numbers? And they're like, well, it's more than this. And you're like, well, what's the demographics and stuff? Because you have all that data. And they're like, oh, we can't share that with you.
Yeah,
And
so
it's like,
it's
it's like, all right,
yeah,
so you have all
yeah,
the information. They have all the cards. They want more of the bargaining power on the publisher's end, and it doesn't help that they own the platform as well.
right.
But they want to win the whole game, and I don't know, saying that early on in our podcast, you're like, "That's never happening. No, can't be true."
The other thing, so I hope Double Fine, becomes independent again, or they find a buyer who lets them be them, because not every Double Fine game is going to be a smash hit, but
Yeah.
they just bleed creativity. So I hope that there's a place for them. The other thing we'll say is there's been some, like, Nintendo released the Star Fox remake on Switch 2.
Oh,
Banger. Been playing it the last couple days. Absolute
all
banger.
right.
Love it. Super fun.
Nice.
Like, it's funny because playing Star Fox 64, like playing it now, I see that it's better, but like my memory,
See the
it's
vision.
like this is how I remember it. You know what I mean? Even though I know it's not
Yeah.
true, it's just like this is how it always was. But so shout out to
Yeah,
Nintendo
man.
for that
I
banger.
saw some clips from the OG Star Wars series, and I was like, "Yo, man, this looks really bad." I forget, like, because like a lot of it too. Maybe it's like the
Your
CRT
imagination
TV.
kind of
Well, it's
pushes things
like
too.
again, like the medium as well, where it's like VHS tape on like CRT. So there's like levels of like poor man's anti-aliasing of like the blurring and like
Yeah.
mixing of like pixels, where like you look at like high def HD, and where you can like see like the cutouts of like the different like the fake stuff that's on screen that they impose like in
Yeah.
post or whatever, like
Yeah.
the camera trickery with like the blue screen and stuff. Like you're like, oh dang, this looks pretty bad.
There's and then the other thing I'd like to talk about is the VR modding community
Oh,
they've been just
still going
grinding, man.
strong,
Still
dude.
going strong. Like, people are like, oh, VR is dead. Steam Frame is on the docket. I don't think it's going to be a market pusher, honestly, because of the price of Steam Machine that came out, like way too overpriced,
Yeah.
but it's because of the time we're in right now. I think Steam Frame is going to be affected by that as well. It may be priced a little too high, but what Valve's doing with FEX and using ARM devices to emulate a x86 platform or whatever, it's I think what they're doing behind the scenes will be good, but unfortunately I think timing might just hamper the VR growth that everyone was expecting from it. But I'm still excited for Steam Frame. Right now, the VR community there's still like specks of releases that are cool. Like, summer's usually notoriously just barren anyway. But like, as far as mods, man, like Metroid Prime, like taking older games and then giving it a six degrees of freedom has been a nice, like, just way to revisit games that I've loved. So Metroid Prime VR was completely just has 6 degrees of freedom. I'm playing as
I heard
Samus.
they got like a good mod for Breath of the Wild as
Breath of the
well. Like
Wild
that's
also has
really
a
good
very good
now.
mod. So I'd say Perfect Dark has had a recompilation project that
Yeah,
was
man.
just full 6 degrees of freedom. So replaying these older games, or if you haven't played them, playing them for the first time in VR is a fantastic way to just, like, some people are off put by how older games looked, but I feel in VR you have some modernity with it, to where you're physically moving and you can
Yeah.
kind of
You get the
experience it. And
cohesion.
yeah, so I think that's been phenomenal. Other than that, too, the like Forza Horizon 6 has 2 prominent VR mods right now that everyone's kind of iffy on playing it online. There's one guy on Twitch who's just been doing it the whole time. He's like, I'm playing it till I get banned. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
But the VR's been
Canary in
working
the
for
coal
that.
mine.
Like you're looking around in Japan. So, people are like, oh, VR's dying, VR's dead. Like that happens every year. I don't think
Yeah.
it will truly die, but we are in a downturn for it right now, and that's
I
obvious.
feel
But
like
the modding has been fantastic,
everyone,
and
yeah, I think like there's been a tight, strong community of VR people.
Mhm.
I think the downturn of it was like around like Apple, like their thing kind of sunk
Apple
because
Vision Pro.
everyone was like, oh,
Well, because it wasn't for
Apple
gaming, it
things,
was just
yeah,
like
everyone's like, this is going to be it, dude. This is what's going to push it. Like finally, there's competition. It's like no, and then like the Steam pushing back their release of their headset again, where it's like, oh,
but also because of what's happening now, like
yeah.
tariffs,
So
RAM, hardware prices. It's like okay, it's a tough time to release new hardware.
sure,
And
I don't know. It's luxury items are continuing to be luxury items again.
true.
You're gonna have to save up. You can't just on a whim, go out and buy like a VR headset like I did when it was out there before the price increases.
Yep.
Like I bought one and I was like, yo, this is actually pretty tight. And I was like, you know what? Let me pick one up for my bro too. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
It's like it's a little expensive, but it's not gonna like break the bank or anything. And like it's fine. I'll be able to pay this off at the end of the month.
True.
My next check. And nowadays I could not do that. I'm like, ooh, man, I have to save up for this.
Might as well buy a new house for your bro,
Yeah.
You and your bro, right? Yeah, but yeah, man, I think that as of now, hardware is tough. VR niche gaming markets are tough. I think this is also a part of the COVID rebound because everyone was home. So a lot of these things that were bolstered by COVID and people being home and VR also, you could move around and do things, dude. Right? Just
lies
like
and excuses.
it was there. No. It's definitely.
I'm saying like they used
dude.
like COVID for like the supply chain thing, and now they're using like AI. It's like another excuse.
I mean, no,
it's just price fixing, dude. Like everybody knows it. They're like it's all pre-orders and like price fixing. It's a lot of like extremely illegal like internal like borrowing of money between companies to the tunes of like hundreds of billions of dollars. It's like, oh, I'm going to give you like $50 billion of credit to use my servers, and then you're like, oh, I guess I'm spending $200 billion on your server. I'm gonna have to borrow another 10 billion, but it's all like credits and like shenanigans. Like none of it's like 100% real. A lot of them are like saying like, oh, we're committed to the idea of being able to offer $500 billion. We never said that we were actually going to buy $500 billion stake in this company. Like a lot of it's like semantics and shenanigans and tomfoolery to like cook the books, really. And it is what it is. And this is kind of what happens when you don't have any real innovation or product coming down the line, and like you've kind of like sold everything that you have, and you're not really pushing innovation or creativity, and then you've bought up all the people who are creative and innovative and like into a glob, and now you're like suffocating them. Specifically like all the games that these publishers now own, where it's like, oh, we're not coming out with all these like smaller games, but I don't know. We're starting to see a bit of the resurgence here, like especially like movies and stuff. Like,
it's just going to be a small trickle before it explodes.
We're seeing a lot of like $20-30 million movies and stuff that are coming out that are really good, that are hitting right now. Your Obsession, your Backrooms, like this kind of stuff, like
the small movies that do well. Yeah.
And then we're seeing like a bunch of weird like $100 million like slop from studios. So I think we're going to see more like that pattern, hopefully repeat in games where like, again, like the indie games have been coming out. They've been really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
AA studios are starting to make bank too.
That's what we're hoping for, man. So hopefully like, hopefully more good stuff continues. Like you said, like kind of right now, the choking points hardware, but like a lot of that seems like it's just scams, dude. So I don't know how long that continues. I think until like we get production up on the U.S. soil and like other places where we're no longer dependent on like 3 major companies holding all the RAM and being like, whoa, sorry, you go fuck yourselves. It
was a problem waiting to happen. Unfortunately, it happened in our lifetime.
It's happened like several times, dude. Like
with different hardware, like video cards, hard drives, RAM. Yeah.
Like it's constantly been like bottlenecks and choke.
The actual PCB boards were in short supply for a time as well. So so it's like
there's
always going to be a supply. Like there's a quote from Men in Black. the OG movie that always sticks with me. It's like, okay, but there's an alien above us with like the gun pointed at the Earth. There's always a
Destroy
Corellian
the
Death
Earth.
Star, some world-ending event that, yeah, there's always something, right?
Yeah.
We'll get through it, play some games, chill out. We'll be
There's
all
still
right.
more new games coming out. Nobody's coming to take your current hardware away from you.
So
Yeah.
let's end it here. Let's end it here.
I
I will be
like,
spending
share,
the
and
next week.
subscribe.
Hold on. I'll be spending the next week playing Metroid Prime VR and
Sure.
Star Fox. How about yourself?
All right. I don't know what I'll be playing. I've been setting up stuff here in my room. Like I got, I don't know, man. I bought a bunch of shit on Amazon Prime. I bought like a new bed. Like I got like a new TV in the background here, dude. Like I bought like a sound system finally.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really,
I'll
really
have to
cheap.
stop
This is
by,
the other
bro.
side of it, dude.
Finally.
This is the other side of like,
Yeah.
you know, capitalism of like, sometimes they just dump all these products for like really cheap. Where I'm like, I got like probably $6,000 worth of goods for $800. So,
Yeah,
but it's 100% more money than I would have spent. So they still kind of win. You know, it's like stuff they were going to throw away in a landfill. Now I'm like, yo, this is
but
actually
you
still
got
dope
it.
stuff.
But you got it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
bro. But
All right, man.
yeah, man. Like, share, subscribe. We missed you guys. We'll be back next time. Take it easy.
Yeet.